YouTube troopers, welcome back to my channel. And there's a lot going on in the world today, a lot. And I'm definitely trying to be consistent. But, you know, with being consistent, I'm making sure that I'm looking at YouTube channels, content creators, and there's a lot. There's a lot. So, you know, I'm grateful. So to the ones that are trying to, share as to how you can just get to um, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. I'm just trying to get to 50 at this point. There's a lot to do, and it can be a little distracting and a little discouraging because I went and made sure that I had enough storage to make sure that my videos are not running out before I can get to my 20 minutes. And okay, that's me putting my timer on. Sorry about that. So I'm trying to get to my 20 minutes, and there's so many different people that's on there, and the one that is shining, some people, kind of so worried about, oh, well, that person was on for 5 years. Other content creators are actually saying it doesn't matter what was going on with YouTube when you first started years ago. It's what's going on now. And they claim easy mode. And I see it's been kind of easy, according to some people, that are content creators and them themselves have said, yeah, I've been on for a long time. However, I wasn't consistent. I didn't have my time in enough, I wasn't making my videos long enough, and I wasn't posting the way I needed to. And so, yeah, some are co-signing, yeah. The ones that are getting it now, yeah, because they got strategy and they like got it down to a science. And they telling you just mimic exactly what I'm doing. And that's what I'm trying to do. But it's the easy steps that sometimes are discouraging. And you know what? You find yourself uh, looking at other foolishness instead of focusing on what the content creators are telling you. Because I'm waiting, like, okay, where is the I'm waiting for that person to post so I can get some motivation. And what do I see? Haters. Just they don't call out who the person that it is that's saying that they full of BS. Again, that's just almost like your job. And I said on my other YouTube videos, mind your business. This is a job, right? This is basically jobs for us. Go to work, mind your business. That's it. That's it. You don't need no unions for that. I even made a comment about a union, and some guy was like, "Oh, um, just because your union, SCK, that don't mean mine does." That sir, that I'm telling you, what's my experience is. Now, you got a good union. Well, good for you. Good for you. Some people, they just sit, I guess I'm gonna have to get used to that. I guess there's a lot of cell phone bullies. I don't like bullies. I don't like bullies, and basically, one thing I do know that there's what is it? Monitors that moderators. I'm just gonna block you. I ain't got time for that. And I just don't understand. And what's so sad? It's always men bitching. It's always men bitching. Like I don't get that. You know. And those are the ones, like I said, gonna grow old and they ain't gonna have no wife or no family, and somebody gonna have to come clean boo boo off of them because they miserable. Like I just don't get that. I think a lot of men are a lot more miserable before you say I'm man bashing. Nah, a lot of y'all just be bitching about a lot of stuff. Like, I mean, I just don't get it. Let me guess. You were bullied in school when you were a kid, so now you all that. Psst. I was too. I came up out of that, and I didn't get bullied as a kid, and I ain't gonna get bullied over here on my own channel. You don't like what I'm talking about? Kick rocks. That's it. That's it. And again, it has been my opinion, and that unions, and I've been in quite a few. Matter of fact, in the post office, depending on the craft that you have, we got like 4 unions. And I couldn't remember what they were the other day because there's so many of them. There's NALC, that's for the letter carriers. And I couldn't remember. It's APW, which is mines, was for custodians, maintenance mechanics, and clerks, automation clerks. And the part-time position for that is called PSC. But the carriers that are non-career, those are called CCAs. But I do encourage people. It's a good job. It really is. Unfortunately, you're going to run into the people that want to be more than what they are in their little positions at the post office. You know, did I say MHAs? MHAs is for the mail handlers. Now the mail handlers, their union is NMHU or something like that. Theirs is a little bit longer. But no, I'm still gonna say it. Don't join nobody's union. You can speak up for yourself. It's easy. Go to your job, put your head down, mind your business, and do your work. You know. But me, I was a worker. You know. And again, like I said, if I had known about YouTube the way I know about it now, I probably would have been had a channel. But actually, you have to be careful. I did see, some people, they do talk about their jobs, and I see some people, like on TikTok, people are saying, oh, I was fired. Because, yeah, you putting yourself out there on these social media pages, and they can concoct and dig up something that, oh, if you're doing anything to make your workplace or your employer or your corporation look bad, yeah, they can fire you. They can fire you. But I'm retired. So they can't do jack. And but yeah, people have been, and then it's okay to have your YouTube channel. Again, this your job. Mind your business. Don't tell nobody your business. And then, like some people, I noticed they got their YouTube, they're using their real names. Now, that is a no brainer to me. I automatically knew not to put my name. This is what you guys get right here. Dimensional Vibes. That's what you get. Because, you know, but they do have ways of finding out your real name. But you don't got to tell people your business. I seen a lot of other YouTube content creators. They said sometimes don't tell your family, don't tell your friends, because you never know. When people don't like to see other people doing well. And the way that these content creators like to broadcast, now I'm appreciative that they telling me about their revenue, but and they know that you're making that amount of money, people miserable. They'll find out a way to try to stop your bag, you know. But I don't think it matters. To me, one thing I will say to people, as long as you don't allow your workplace to know, don't do it when you're on the clock at work. Now that I would discourage against, because that's crazy. You are setting yourself up to be defeated, or you telling on yourself. Just make sure the hours that you are there I mean, so what you on your cell phone at work? Don't give them any leverage to say, oh, well, you were doing this work while you were on the clock. You work 9 to 5, don't get on your channel. That like this is that's common sense, especially now because they can track everything. And unfortunately, I've seen a lot of people get up there and say, "Oh, I got fired." Know why? Because your coworker that you thought you was cool with, your work husband or your work wife decided, you know what, she's doing too well or he's doing too well. Don't tell nobody your business and don't use your name. If you can, but I I'm not using my name, you know, because again, I'm not right now. I'm retired, but if I decided to do something else, I'm not. You don't put yourself out there. People crazy. People. Prime example. Poor. Well, I don't know. Nancy Pelosi. You know, I don't know how, because it's public information. That's one thing. If you serve in the cities in the state, people know where you live. You know how many lunatics showed up at President Obama and Michelle's house? Not their house, but their home that probably was close to the White House. If they chose to have their private time, like they might have their time that they have to be within the White House, but they had a house or something not too far from the White House, and people forget they're protected for the rest of their lives. You might think that they just willy nilly just walk, just around. They still have Secret Service, and some fool while President Obama was doing the Democrat convention, the other election for the very first Biden and Dump's election, was showing up at his house. People crazy. And then look at the lunatic that just did what he did, you know? And it's just so crazy. You can't blame that on no migrant dump. You can't. This was a U.S. military veteran who caused all this chaos in New Orleans, you know? And it's just so sad for the families that, you can, because now they're in danger. You don't think these crazy people in the United States ain't gonna go after them? Oh, it's just a lot. And it's just, mm, try not to be negative, but it's a lot. Watching the content creators and then content creator and then the news will pop up. You know, I don't know if you saw, there was another one today. It was a march um, on DC. It was on a YouTube channel. It was YouTube News, the channel that's from probably a migrant from another country was showing. So it was basically showing that they're telling the Democrats that, you know, he dumps a insurrectionist, and Amendment 14 says that he can't be the president. You broke the law. And then they pushing it. They really trying to push it. They doing everything they could. Oh, and the other thing too is they want to sentence him like ASAP, like the 10th or something, before he can get his inauguration on the 20th. So yeah, my mind is kind of like all over, and I'm like, oh, what am I gonna talk about? I'm kind of like off my game a little bit, but again, everything everything that I'm talking about is on YouTube. I don't even watch any other channels. I wake up watching YouTube. I go to bed watching YouTube. It's the best free thing that they have. But I mean, I saw that YouTube does have a premium channel. Had a little dispute with my brother. I'm like, YouTube is free. He's like, no, I can't get all the sports channel. I mean, he literally, like, as if it was Comcast or Warner, any regular cable company. My brother's like, oh, YouTube is it. He's like, I'd rather pay them. YouTube Premium is their channel for, I think he pays $50. He's like, I get everything. He's like, I get my sports. He's like, I get my basketball. I get my football. So apparently YouTube Premium is supposed to be um, a good package. There's a hook for you, YouTube. I said it. But me, I can't afford it. Because, the job I was telling you about, they looking for me to pay the $7,000 that I owe them when I was out of work, hurt for a year. That's still bananas to me, but God gonna work it out. See my shirt? I don't know if you can see it. It says, the Lord is my shepherd. So I don't worry about when evil. I that right there, I have decided I will manifest whatever blessings that are coming for me. I don't let people dictate my thinking. I don't let stuff bother me anymore. I used to be crying. I used to be here just crying, just going through so much. Like, wow, Lord, you mean I worked this job for 30 years, and my my exit was that I um, gotta pay money. I I have to pay money to leave, and if I don't, they gonna touch my pension. And remember, my pension ain't that much because I penalized because I just could not take the stress and the aggravation that was that I was dealing with from a wannabe supervisor, manager. I don't know what he is. Never met him. When we had shut down the office in downtown Atlanta, everybody went to different buildings. And so I never, I went to two other buildings. The rest of my coworkers, and I would say it was about 50 of us. We all end up going to different buildings. And so this man, let's just call him because I couldn't figure out, people don't say their names, but I got a name for him. His name is Dick Tracy. That's what I'm gonna be calling him from here on out. Now, that's his name, Dick Tracy. And because he seemed to be just like all up in everybody's business, just like the detective. You know the cartoon. Well, I don't know if you millennials, Gen Z, and they ain't here yet, but Gen Beta cartoon. That was a cartoon called Dick Tracy. So I think that's appropriate. I don't think that's considered a bad word, but yeah, we gonna call him Dick Tracy. And I hope he gets to see these because I never met this man. I wouldn't know him if he knocked on my door and slapped me in the face. I don't know him. But when you decide to abuse the jobs that you are entitled to, you don't know what people are going through, you know? And not that I would never, ever, ever, he ain't worth that. But look at the CEO from United Healthcare. There's some people, you know, can't accept some of the things that are dished out from the world. Me, that right there would never cause me to go after anybody and try and unalive them. You kidding me? See, that's God. See, that's where you lose your faith in God. I got plenty of faith in God, because normally when God is called karma, when you do people dirty, you don't think God is not watching that? You ain't even gotta know that God took care of it or took care of the person. And unfortunately, for some reason, when people have done me dirty and or did like things real bad, that was just, let's just say, karma. I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm not gonna be saying, oh, God will punish or do things to people. I don't know. I don't know. I just know that life lesson to me, Leave it to God. I don't go after people. That's what God takes care of you. If anything, the more things that people try to do to other people, the more blessings that you're going to get. You're going to get an abundance of blessing from God. But you got to just manifest. Because regardless of everything that I did go through at the PO, I love the job. I love the people. I made great money. I made great friends. So I don't discourage anybody. If, you find yourself, now I'm talking to you, and Gen Z and millennials. If you find yourself that school just isn't panning out, I'm telling you, we had people with PhD degrees working for the Postal Service. I worked with 2 doctors. They said they was making more money working for the PO than they was under their medical profession. I know a lot of people with degrees that are working at the Postal Service, because it's more money. And the overtime is crazy. They always got overtime. You know how much money we make on like Christmas Day? Like everybody wants to work on Christmas Day. That's the alarm telling me that I got my 20 minutes, but I'm gonna finish this. So for Christmas, you can make to up to $100 an hour. That ain't bad. So, depending on your length of time at the post office, I know before I left, I had been making like maybe $80 an hour. So yeah, I tried to work at least 10 on Christmas Day. That's $800. That's good money, you know. Especially it was when my daughter was grown. She was a big girl. She know, girl, your stuff is under the tree. You know where it's at. I'm gonna go to work, but I'll see you later. And so, yeah, I would discourage people because sometimes you gotta make like a real decision. Like, what's more lucrative? Me trying to work for my degree with all this DEI and all that. They trying to discourage. If they could really stop education here in the United States, they would. This project 2025 is telling a tale that they really trying to like go back to like the 1800s, because it really, slavery wasn't, it has been less than 200 years, and people, by the grace of God, are living longer. And that's why they trying to get rid of Social Security. You got people now, I think that the oldest woman in the United States was like 100 and maybe 15. She just passed like not too long ago, within the last year. I think she passed like last year. But how about the ones we don't know about? Next thing you know, you see parties. People got parties and stuff, and they celebrating somebody that's, 105, and they just like this. I'm like, okay, I don't know if I want to be blessed that long. That's a long time. Anywho, so that's my 20 minutes. The only reason why I kept talking more was because it had already started a little bit. But again, YouTube troopers, I can't be heard if you don't pass the word. Don't forget to click on that red pocketbook. Subscribe. All right. Have a good night.